Good morning, everyone. Jeremy Willis here. Welcome to Jack Frost Garden Talks. Today we're going to be talking about mums. It's fall, y'all, and it is a perfect time to be looking at these guys right now. Here at Jack Frost, we have two types of mums. We've got garden mums, which are these guys, and then we have Belgian mums, which look like this. The biggest difference between Belgian mums and garden mums is really their size and form and durability. So garden mums are going to be big and beautiful. They're going to have a lot of like spaced out flowers, but they also come with a con. That con is their branches can be pretty weak, and that's just because of the heavy flowering that they do. On the other side, Belgian mums, they have a very tight, compact form. They have a brilliant amount of flowering, and their stems are a lot stronger than the garden mums. Now, there is a hardiness difference between the two. The garden mums are great to plant in your garden. They're really good for coming back every year in your garden. The Belgian mums do really well in a tight fit. So these are going to be your container mums, and these are going to be your mums that you plant in the garden. When planting your mums, you want to make sure that you're planting them in a well-drained area that gets lots of sunlight. Now, the more sunlight that you get with your plants, the better color that's going to come through. So you're going to get deeper reds, you're going to get brighter yellows with that much more sun. Now, they can tolerate partial sun, but you're going to see a little bit less flowering. Your mums will flower for about 4 to 8 weeks consistently, and you'll see the flowering come from like this brilliant coloring to start to pastel and start to fade. When that happens, it is certainly okay to deadhead. Now, when I say deadhead, I mean you're going to be removing just the heads of the flowers. And that's super simple. When the color starts to fade and they start to look brown like this, all you want to do is take those flowers and pop them off. You can either use your thumb and index finger, or I like to come in with my two fingers like this and just pop the head off. Now, you don't have to deadhead with every mum variety. The beautiful thing about the Belgian mums is they deadhead themselves. Now, this will grow out and it will cover like a full array of flowers, and then as they start to patina, they will just flop off and create room for all the new flowers coming in. So with the Belgian mum, you can see that the flowering is a lot more compact. As this gets bushy like that, you're going to see that it's going to start, the flowers are going to start dying off a little bit. And as soon as you see that, that's when you want to start picking them off. Is at that first sign. And then right behind those big beautiful flowers are new ones. Now there's also a fertilizer that I'm going to show you guys what to use for that. It's going to help boost the flowering and promote more vigorous flowering. Now, as some of you may remember from our NPK videos, we're going to be talking a little bit about fertilizer. The perfect fertilizer for your flowering plants is going to be a fertilizer that's high in phosphorus. Now today we've got the Fertilome Blooming and Rooting. This is a soluble fertilizer that you can add just to your watering can or to like your hose application and watering it with your plants. This fertilizer has an NPK of low nitrogen at 9, high phosphorus at 58%, and low potassium at 8%. What this is going to do is it's going to allow a lot of vigorous flowering with low leafy growth. Super easy to use, 1 tablespoon per gallon of water, and then you just water in your plants. Now, when we talk about watering for mums, it's very important that you water your mums from the bottom instead of the top. If you water your plants from the top, what will happen is because they have such weak stem growth, it'll create a dead spot where you water. And then you'll have this big hole in your flowering plant, and that just doesn't look good. So when you're watering, you want to take your wand or your watering can and come underneath the flowers and directly into the pot. And then you want to fill it with water until it runs out at the bottom. And for watering, you don't have to water every day or twice a day. You only want to water when it's necessary. You want these plants to dry out a little bit in between watering. That's going to help their roots search for more water, and you're going to have a better root system. Watering them too much is going to cause them to diminish flowering and start to flop over. So definitely keep an eye out on your soil, making sure that you're drying down in between waterings. One really good way to know if your soil is getting enough water is just by checking the leaves. If your leaves are upright and looking good, you're definitely hydrated. If your leaves start to droop down and your flowers start to droop down, that means that you're getting too dry. Another great way to know how dry or how wet your plant is to just pick it up. You'll start to know how heavy your plant is supposed to be the more often you do this. So definitely before you water, pick up your plant, get a good feel of how it feels, understand that, okay, this is how my plant feels when it's dry. And then you give it some water, wait about 30 minutes or so, and then pick up your plant again. And then you know, okay, this is my plant when it's fully saturated. And that gives you a really good idea of how much water your plant needs at the time and how much to give it. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap this video up with a transplant. Now you can absolutely put your mums in the ground in the fall. I'm gonna show you how to do this. First, you're gonna pick an area that's got good sunlight and good air movement. I'm gonna clear a space here. Alrighty. Dig us a little hole. And if you don't have a shovel, we've got hand trowels, gloves, and all kinds of tools here at Jack Frost for you. Everything is 20% off on our Bully hand tools. Alright, now that we've got a nice hole dug, we're going to go ahead and pop our plant out. Now mums are really delicate, so you want to pop them out from the bottom. You don't want to yank at the top. So I just push from the bottom with my knee there. Kind of grapple the stem, pop it right out. Now you don't want to bury your mums too deep. It'll cause them to rot. You only want to plant them as deep as what their soil level is originally. So we're only going to plant this up to here. You want to make sure the bottom of your hole is flat. If it's got a cup in it like that, it's going to hold water and cause your roots to rot. So you want to make sure you level that back out when you're done. And then we're just going to pop our mum in. And then all we got to do is backfill it with our existing soil. All right. Now that that's in, all we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of fertilizer around the base and call it a day. Now, at the end of the season, when the frost comes and your mum dies, what you want to do is you then want to cut the bottom of the mum at the ground and put a nice mound of mulch on top of the stem there. And that's going to help insulate your root system, and it's going to encourage your mum to come back in the spring. And trust me, when they come back in the spring, they come back full brilliance, bigger and beautiful every year. Thank you for watching our video. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe.